Okay, many of you see me do my abstracts, and some of you were wondering, can I also do that with watercolor or watercolor? Of course you can, but then still, this is a big white page. And you know me, I like to start with a starting point so it's not that daunting, this big white page. So we're going to experiment with some watercolor and to make it less daunting of a white page. So I'm grabbing these post-it notes, and I think I'm going to do 2 in 1 spread. So I'll put this one down. I can reuse it, but let me just take another one. And what I'm going to do is make dots, 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 maybe some more. I'm doing the corners and the rest of them are not really precise. And I'm doing the same with this one. And taking them off. And I'm not sure if you can see the dots well enough, but these are 2 grids, and within the grids I'm placing some more dots just randomly. And now we are going to connect the dots. And I'm using this as a guide, some kind of rule. Like I like those borders to work within because it gives me something to hold on to. And one of the other rules I'm going to apply is that they're going to be from, let's say, the same color family. So upper one, I'm just going to start with all blue-green colors. And now I'm going to connect the dots, but I don't have to do like this one to this one and then close the shape like in a triangle. I can make it as large as I want to, and I think I'm going to make this one really large. And no particular shape, I like this shape, so I'm going to use this one. And to make it work as an abstract piece, that's what you learn in my course, Rules for Abstract Art, is that I'm going to vary the lights with the darks, so I'm varying in tone. And you know what, I'm actually going to connect this shape, and I don't mind if the colors touch, because when they touch they give a really nice effect. I'm also going to vary in shape. So I have the large shape, I have the smaller shape, I have, I don't know, this is some kind of trapezium, and this is a triangle. And you know, I'm now cleaning my brush to make it wet so they can like really connect with each other. But you don't have to. I mean, so I'm using this color, reusing this color. And what if I'm going to make this one larger? Let's say I'm really large. I'm going to take shall I add some blues, or no? I'm going to take this one. But now I think I have a lot of them in fairly the same shape or size. Not the shape, but the size is really the same. So I'm going to make a smaller one. Where shall I put it? I'll just put it here. A smaller shape. And you see, I'm not really planning anything. I'm just connecting the dots until I'm filling up the whole shape. What if I put another light color next to another light color? See what happens. Ooh, and there's a lot of paint on this one. And you know what? I was actually wanting to do connecting the dots with this one, like you see me still doing, and giving that abstract geometric vibe. But you know what? I like those happy accents, so I like the colors flowing into each other. Let me just take a blue one to make a little bit of a difference. And clean my brush as well, so it's the blue is greenish blue. I actually like what's happening here. This was not what I intended to do, but I like what's happening. Let me see, what if I just do it with all pinks and reds and what would it look like if I would actually dry them? No, I'm not going to do that. Or maybe I'll do it with some markers. Because this exercise you can do with any medium you like. And this is something I do when I get stuck. So usually I just take a brush pen, or I take acrylic paint. Then you're like controlling your piece of art. And now I'm not controlling the paint at all. And that's what I really like what's happening over here. And you see, when there's less water in this brush, it's not going all the way through the other puddles or the other shapes. Only the ones that are really wet. For example, this one. But that's maybe also because the paint that I'm using. No, I'm not going to. Why am I? See, this is a little accident. Because I was using a color that I don't think will fit this color scheme. I was using the pink and that was too purpley for me. But then again, when I'm now doing different things, adding things, scrapping things, I'm actually thinking about stuff. And this is an exercise when you don't want to think about stuff. So now I'll just use this one twice. You get these surprises that I didn't think of. Do I want to do some red? Yes. But since I have a large shape here, I want to do a small shape. But I have a dot here, I have a dot there, and there. Well, it's my rules, so I can break my rules because I want to have a small shape for the red. So what if I just put the red here? Not as large as real shape is, but that's fine because they're my rules. And now I'm using the colors straight from the pan, but I can mix them as well. So if I mix this pink with the red, an orangey vibe, well, let's use this one. Ah, no, it's too red for me. And the red isn't a surprise anymore. Now it's too close to the shape next to it, but hey. You see these two pieces of abstract art, but now you see them flowing into each other. If I'm not doing this with watercolor, but if I'm doing this, for example, with markers, you get a whole different game. And I'm just doing it with all with greens, so you can see the difference with this one because the shapes always differ. So when the shapes differ, or the dots, the shapes will differ and the abstract art will differ. I'm just taking these really simple brush markers, and you see my kid was playing with them, so they're not really the nicest they used to be. Hey, they still work. And this is not supposed to be a piece of art that I'm framing. This is supposed to be the piece of art that really helps me unwind. Now they differ in shape, but they don't differ in size. You don't have to look at those rules, but I like looking at those rules because they're a way of training myself in the rules of abstract art. This is a bit smaller, but let's say I'm doing this a lot larger. Now this dot isn't connected. Well, it's into a shape, so I'm fine with it. You know, I'm not doing the straight lines, being too precise. I don't have to. I'm making my own piece of abstract art. Greens as well, totally different. Not only because it's a different medium, but also because the dots were just placed differently. But look at these. These are really tight lines. If I, well, not really, if I tried, they could be tight lines. And these have the surprises. So let me show you up close. Still wet. See the surprises that were happening. And over here. So yeah, you can do abstract art with your watercolors. And it's fun doing it. Not even have to try and think hard. Just grab your watercolors and play. So if you like this easy abstract watercolor, so if you like this easy abstract watercolor tutorial, this mindful art practice, I would really love for you to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to this channel so you would never miss a thing next time. And please leave a comment what you thought of this exercise and if you'd like to play more with watercolors, because I love them. Do you too? Hope to see you next time.